Let's talk about one of the most powerful and sneaky shortcuts your brain uses every single day. It's a bias that quietly influences who you trust, what you buy, even who gets hired. It's called the halo effect, and, well, understanding it is a big step toward understanding ourselves.
You know that feeling, right? You meet someone who's super sharp, well-dressed, or just has this amazing, confident vibe, and your brain just fills in the blanks. You think, of course they're smart, successful, probably trustworthy too.
But see, that's not just a gut feeling. It's actually a well-documented cognitive bias. This little mental shortcut has a name, and believe me, its effects are everywhere, from the boardroom all the way to the grocery store aisle.
So to really get this, we've got to rewind the clock, way back. Over a century ago, a psychologist was studying military evaluations and noticed something kind of weird in how officers were rating their soldiers.
Check this out. This is the actual paper from 1920, where a psychologist named Edward Thorndike first stumbled on this bias. He saw that if an officer was rated highly in one thing, say physique, he was almost always rated highly in totally unrelated areas like character and intelligence. Thorndike just called it a constant error.
And soon, that error got a much catchier name, the halo effect. It's our brain's tendency to let our general impression of someone, good or bad, spill over and color our judgment of all their other qualities. It's like one positive trait creates a halo that makes everything else about them shine a little brighter.
And look at the data he found. Thorndike's study showed a crazy high correlation, 0.51, between an officer's physique and how smart people thought he was. I mean, those two things shouldn't be so tightly linked, right? This was the proof. The raters weren't looking at each trait on its own. They were being swayed by that overall glow. The halo was hard at work.
So you might be thinking, okay, interesting story from the 1920s, but this isn't some historical relic. Oh no. This bias is a massive force shaping our world right now, in some very real ways.
One of the biggest examples is what economists call the beauty premium. There's a mountain of evidence showing that physically attractive people aren't just seen as more competent, they literally earn more money. The halo effect is directly hitting people's bank accounts.
And you can see this sorting happen in the real world. This chart from a German survey, it's pretty clear. The percentage of employees people called very good-looking is way higher in senior management than it is for, say, laborers. It looks like attractive people tend to drift into jobs where, frankly, their appearance pays off.
And of course, there's a dark side to all this. It's called the horns effect. It's the exact opposite. If your first impression of someone is negative, maybe they show up late or tell a bad joke, your brain just assumes everything else about them is probably bad too. One negative trait creates these imaginary horns, and it can unfairly tank your whole perception of them.
And get this, it's not just about people. Brands are absolute masters at weaponizing the halo effect. As Investopedia puts it, a product's success can be infectious.
The perfect case study here, Apple. Think about it. The iPod was a total game changer. Its wild success created this massive, powerful halo around the entire Apple brand. People thought, wow, if they can make this, their computers must be incredible too. And that halo directly drove up Mac sales and totally paved the way for the iPhone, the iPad, and the whole universe that came after.
Okay, so if this bias is so baked into our brains, what are we supposed to do? Can we fight against it? Or maybe, can we even use it to our advantage?
Well, the answer is kind of both. To overcome it, say, in hiring, experts recommend things like making resumes anonymous and using diverse interview panels with structured questions. It forces you to focus on actual skills, not just first impressions. But if you're the job seeker, you can totally use it. By researching the company, putting your most relevant skills front and center, and even just showing genuine gratitude, you can create a really powerful, positive halo for yourself.
All right, hang on, because this is where things get really interesting. The halo effect is all about the quirks of human psychology, but what happens when you're not dealing with a person's brain, but an artificial one?
Welcome to what might be the next big thing in marketing, Generative Engine Optimization, or GEO. Think of it like the Wild West days of SEO for Google. The goal for marketers now is to get their brand mentioned favorably all over the internet. Why? Because the more an AI model is trained on data that says this brand is great, the more it starts to build an association between that brand and quality. They are literally trying to build a digital halo effect for AI to get it to recommend their stuff.
So, after going from 1920s army barracks all the way to AI algorithms, what are the big things you need to remember about the halo effect? Let's boil it down. First, remember it's just a shortcut. Your brain is trying to be efficient, but it often gets things wrong. Second, it's absolutely everywhere, influencing huge parts of your life, from your salary to which products even survive on the market. Third, don't forget the dark side, the horns effect, where one little misstep can create a totally unfair negative vibe. And finally, and this is the most important part, you can manage it. We can build smarter systems to outsmart our own biases, and we can be strategic about the halos we create for ourselves.
So the next time you make a snap judgment, just pause for a second and ask yourself, are you really seeing the person or the product? Or are you just seeing the glow of a halo? And maybe more importantly, what kind of halo are you projecting out into the world? Thanks for digging into this with me.